2-1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beautiful Palm Springs Stadium for Friday night power action. Nash Walker alongside George Hathaway bringing you power baseball this evening. The Power will take on the East LA Dodgers. These two teams matched off earlier this season. The Power got away with a 10-9 victory, George. It was a tightly contested game, and tonight it's Eric Teleroja back to the mound. He pitched very well the first time against these same Dodgers.
When he was pitching against the East LA Dodgers only a few weeks ago, Nash, in the win, faced 11 batters, struck out 7 of them, allowed 3 hits and 1 walk. So very strong performance from Eric Teleroja. I expect the same again from him tonight, as he's going to be starting things off on the bump.
Should be a good one. The Power coming in, playing some of their best baseball of the season. We've seen faces come in, faces go out for the Power, but it feels like everybody who steps into this lineup, who steps onto the mound, finds a way to fill in for the guy they're replacing.
We talked to Casey Dill. This seems to be the story of the season, Nash. Right before the first game, we talked to Casey Dill, the manager for the Power, and he said how really deep this bullpen can go for the Palm Springs Power. These guys can give you a few innings, but they're very productive innings, allowing no hits, only striking out a good number of batters. I mean, we've seen Brett Finnell already throughout the season strike out 11 batters, 14 batters on the season. So very productive overall from these Power pitchers. Defense has been very clean as well. Not allowing too many errors, if any, in general, Nash. So expect some very good baseball here against the East LA Dodgers, and they already have the victory over them.
About ready to go here with Teleroja on the mound for the Power. It is our pleasure to bring you Power baseball on a gorgeous Friday night from historic Palm Springs Stadium, as Anthony Mace will step in here at the top of the first for the Dodgers. Davidson hit 275 with a double and a triple there, and he leads it off here for East LA. So we'll refer back to their first meeting quite a bit tonight. It was a close ball game. Power still getting their feet under them. 110-9. First pitch on Mace, swing and a miss. Good start for Teleroja. It's 0-1.
Good breaking ball there from Teleroja. He likes to go that breaking ball, fastball combo. We've seen him do it throughout. Big reason why he struck out 7 batters against the East LA Dodgers last outing.
3 hits, no runs, a walk in that outing for Teleroja. 0-1 on Mace. In there, strike 2.
One thing I noticed about the first meeting against the East LA Dodgers is how the Power fell back behind early on. They were down 5-0 going into the 4th inning, and that's when they started producing some runs, and they had a very big bottom of the 6th inning that helped kind of put them over the edge.
That one's to the backstop. It's 1-2. So looking at Teleroja this season, his 5th outing, and 3 of them very good. And the other, he gave up 6 runs, and that's kind of been the difference on his line, a 5.23 ERA, 6 earned runs in that outing against the SoCal Halos, and the rest, no earned runs. That's inside. It's 2-2. So 3 innings, 6 earned against the Halos, and 7 1/3 scoreless against everybody else.
He's very productive on the mound. Really solid pitches. Nothing that really can be too crazy.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Mace is down. Teleroja is on the board with his first strikeout. Now he's faced 12 Dodgers this season. George has struck out 8.
Very good numbers from Eric Teleroja. And if you're Casey Dill and the rest of the coaching staff for the Palm Springs Power, you're sitting over there in the dugout smiling, knowing that Teleroja can just deal against East LA.
Power defensively as De Santiago steps in. Richie Amavisca in center, Deshaun Thomas in center, Amavisca in left, Noah Blythe in right, Anthony Angel Jr. at first, Nelson Padilla at second. First pitch on De Santiago is a ball. Evan Berkey at short, Spencer Dickinson at third, and Joey Mazzetti behind the dish. That's your defensive alignment for the Power this evening.
Really good defense out here for the Power. Anthony Angel Jr., guy we don't typically see on first base. He's usually one of those third base shortstop kind of guys. So it's going to be different to see how he can transition from third base, going over to first, because those are very two different positions, Nash. I mean, as you would know.
Bouncing around the infield, and Casey Dill has not been afraid to play guys at different spots this year. I think it's a benefit. They go back to school. They say, hey, I played some second in Palm Springs. I played some short. I played some first. I played everywhere. And that's in there for a strike, 1-2. Teleroja getting ahead of the first two hitters here. 1-2 on De Santiago. One down, top of the first, no score. Breaking ball outside. Doesn't offer, it's 2-2. Two, 1 out. Teleroja, 10 1/3. His 7th on the team in innings, and that's hit out back to him. Picks it up, nice play. Easy throw to first for out number 2.
Really good reaction time there from Teleroja as that ball is ripped right back to him. He's able to quickly corral it in the leather and toss it up over to Anthony Angel Jr. for out number 2, as they're going to really try to go for a 1-2-3 inning to start things off and to bring out the red-hot offense.
Here's Alex Sardina batting third, stepping in with 2 outs, nobody on. Teleroja strikeout and a soft grounder. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Teleroja has struck out 18 of the 41 hitters he's faced this year. Now 43, he's struck out 19. So a high strikeout rate, nearly 50%. Another breaking ball just high, 1-1.
Really solid pitches so far from Teleroja, working all corners of that strike zone. See him go a little bit up high, and he's not afraid to work it down low either to kind of get these batters on East LA thinking about that next pitch.
That's hit to center. Thomas a couple steps back and makes a nice catch. That ball just kept carrying. Thomas, good read, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 first for Eric Teleroja in the power. They'll come up and hit. It's Amavisca Angel Berkey when we return. Power going to come up and hit here in the bottom half of the first. No score. 1-2-3 top of the first for Eric Teleroja. And it'll be Richie Amavisca leading things off for Palm Springs in the bottom half of the first.
These two work really well together. The defense helps out the offense a little bit, vice versa. And when you see these bats getting hot, the pitchers really get to have a nice cool down session, get to sit down for a little bit, because once they get on base, they just don't really stop.
Amaviska on the season hitting .306 in 41 plate appearances, .390 on base, slugging .389. And he gets the leadoff spot today, playing left field. So we've seen Richie play all over the infield. Now is in the grass. In the 0-1. Just misses 1-1.
Last time Richie Amaviska against the East LA Dodgers had 1 hit and 1 run, and then was walked as well.
Breaking ball is high. It's 2-1. So 2-1 on Richie, and then Anthony Angel Jr. and Evan Berkey to follow. 2-1 is in the dirt. 3-1 from McBride. The starter tonight for the Dodgers. The Power scored 10 last time they played this East LA team. The 3-1 on Richie. In the dirt, leadoff walk. So Richie's aboard now for Anthony Angel. And for Richie, that is his 4th walk of the season.
That's what you want to see from your leadoff man. Get on base, help things out. And one thing about this Power team is they love to steal. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do that, especially with Amaviska as well. He's one of those guys on the team that likes to do so, especially with a large lead that he has right now in first.
First pitch in there for a strike on the Angel. .46 for 49 in steals for the Power this year. Incredible. That pitch is high, 1-1. Unbelievable efficiency on the bases. Only been caught 3 times in 49 tries.
And you can give that credit especially to those coaches for the Palm Springs Power. Giving the guys good signs, working on base running as well throughout the season, kind of coaching each other. But it's also just these guys know how to play baseball as well. Very solid all around from Palm Springs.
Richie has not attempted a steal on the season. That's dribbled to third, and it's off Anthony's foot, so they'll call it a foul ball. It's 2-2.
Anthony Angel Jr. last time against the East LA Dodgers went 1 for 2, recorded a base hit, scored a run, but also struck out twice in the ball game.
Out in front of a curveball at 77. And the count's knotted up at 2. Leadoff walk to Amaviska. Two on Angel. There goes Richie. Popped up on the infield, and Richie slams on the brakes. He's got to go back. Caught just at short by Sardina. And there's your first out. It's a pop out.
Good idea, though, from Amaviska. But also good job, though, knowing that was going to be popped up into the infield and have to go back. So you don't want to force yourself into that double play. You're trying to start the momentum early on here in the bottom of the first inning, kind of set the tone for the rest of the ball game, because it was kind of the opposite of what the Power did last time against East LA. They didn't score their first run until that 4th inning. So if they can set it early, then it will just kind of keep going from there.
Here's Evan Berkey, who's been very good since joining the Power. 7 for 17, 3 runs driven in, 944 OPS. He comes up here with 1 down, and Amaviska, who bluffs the steal, chance for 2, throw on to second is there, and it's a double play. So after the leadoff walk, it ends up in a 1-2-3 inning for McBride, and we're scoreless after 1. You're listening to Palm Springs Power Baseball. Top of the second, we're scoreless here at Palm Springs Stadium. Both teams go down 1-2-3 in the first. And it'll be Stieg, Schumacher, and Cadillo coming up in the top half of the second for the Dodgers. Taylor Stieg, who's playing first base today. Come up against Teleroja, who struck out the leadoff man Mace, fielded a grounder, and got a fly ball to center. Nice catch from Deshaun Thomas out there in a 1-2-3 first.
Really great catch. I mean, he had a full extension on the arm, had to reach back on the ball there as he chased it under the sun.
Breaking ball, and Stieg couldn't hold back on the check swing. It's 0-1. Matching George took the power a little bit to get scoring in that first matchup. That's foul back 0-2. And they got the leadoff walk in the bottom of the first. Couldn't do anything with it. 0-2 on Stieg. Hit out to right on a line, playing shallow out there is Noah Blythe. He makes the catch for out number one. The ball hit decently well to the opposite field, but Blythe is under it. And 4 up, 4 down for Teleroja.
And Noah Blythe, one of those other guys on the power defense, playing in a position we don't really see him in. He's usually the starting first baseman but now over in right field tonight. So going to be a good feel for these guys in different positions. And like we mentioned, Nash, earlier in the broadcast, how it's going to be good for them to kind of get a good understanding of different positions when they go back to school.
Breaking ball outside, 1-0 on Schumacher. It's Dylan Schumacher. Catcher from Rio Hondo, JC, 16 games there, was very good. OPS near 1,000. That's a breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. This Dodger team scored 9 against the Power last time, so it's a lineup you can't take lightly.
It definitely was a little bit of a wake-up call for the Power as well. They started that season off on a 3-game winning streak, and that third win came against...
That's hit to center, and Thomas almost makes a diving catch. Ball popped out of his glove. Great effort from Deshaun Thomas there in center, but it'll be a hit for Schumacher with 1 out. It's the first base runner for the Dodgers here in the top of the second.
First hit in the game for anybody as well, and it looked like Thomas on the rollover kind of somersaulted and the ball kind of bounced out there, but still great effort, and that's what you want to see from a center fielder who can cover some ground like that.
Here's a third baseman for the Dodgers, Cadillo, and he's got a couple of pieces of tape to make an 11 on his back tonight, and I bought it. It looks like an 11, and he's going to take a ball inside. I thought it might have hit him, but
I thought it got that left elbow as well as he was kind of leaning out of the way, but guess not.
From the
view
view
up here, who knows?
With Schumacher at first. 1 down, no score, top of the second. That's hit out towards second. Picked up, oh, Padilla can't make it. And that ball squirts into right field. Schumacher will make third. Tough hop. Padilla had a line on it. Ball jumped in and out of his glove, and now first and third with 1 out. See how that's scored. Figure it may be E4. So Cadillo at first, Shoemaker at third for Panarisi. Panarisi batting 7th.
It will go down as an error on Padilla, as Cadillo is able to advance on the base because of that.
Schumacher at third, Cadillo at first, and Panarisi has a chance here to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. Infield's back for the Power. Teleroja from the stretch. Upstairs, 2-0.
One thing to know is the last time these two teams played, the Power recorded 3 errors on that game. The reason why the East LA Dodgers are able to score 9 runs, they also had more hits too than the Power with 13.
2-0 check at first. Cadillo is back. So 2-0 now, 1 out. Runners at the corners for Panarisi. A lot of East LA college kids in this East LA lineup. I guess that makes sense. 2-0. In the dirt, 3-0. With Sardina on deck.
A little bit of a tough inning for Eric Telaroja, as he's down in the count 3-0 against Panarisi, looking to kind of bounce back. A few breaking balls that were just able to get into the dirt.
That is outside, ball 4. So the bases are loaded now with 1 out. And in steps Sardina, left fielder tonight. All of a sudden, 4 quick outs for Telaroja, then a single, an error, and a walk have loaded the bases here in the top of the second. It's a 0-0 game. And Telaroja back to the windup with the bases juiced. Up and in, and that got him. So Sardina's hit by the pitch, and the Dodgers will take a 1-0 lead as Shoemaker trots home. And the bases remain loaded with only 1 out. Burns will step in, the left-handed hitter. And Burns has a chance here. His team leading 1-0 to expand the lead. Takes a strike right down the middle, 0-1. It was a 4-pitch walk to Panarisi, then on the first pitch to Sardina, he hits him in the shoulder, allowing the first run of the game to score. And the center fielder out of the 9 spot, Burns, is down 0-2 in the count, swing and a miss.
You can see Dickinson and Angel pinched in a little bit on third and first. With 1 out and bases loaded, probably going to try to turn 2 here.
0-2, 1 out. They're juiced. That's way inside, 1-2. One and two, 1 out. Sardina at first, Panarisi at second, Cadillo at third. Burns trying to battle back, fell behind 0-2. Telaroja comes home, swing and a miss, he got him. That's a big strikeout, and it's the second out of the inning. Lineup will flip over for Anthony Mace.
Much needed strikeout for Telaroja. His pitching, it's all about the momentum that you can really get. So striking out the second batter of the day for Eric Telaroja. Looking to retire the side, only allowing 1 run, which would be very good going into the bottom of the second inning if you're the Power.
1 run home here, and Mace, who struck out swinging to lead off the ball game, is up and ready with the bases loaded. Takes up and in, ball 1. So 1-0 on Anthony Mace. I mentioned hit 275 at Davidson with a double and a triple, small sample. 1-0 on Mace. In there, 1-1, fastball. So Telaroja has found the zone after the hit batter. Strikes out Burns. Looking to get Mace here and strand those 3 runners. 1-1. Outside, ball gets away from Mazzetti. Cadillo comes home and scores easily. It's 2-0 Dodgers. So on a hit batter and a wild pitch, 2 runs are home. As Sardina moves up to second and Panarisi moves up to third.
As that pitch there from Telaroja just got outside of the glove of Mazzetti, who was reaching cross-body to grab that.
2-1 count with 2 down. And that's fisted back. He got jammed. Looked like a sinker on the hands. So 2-2 now on Mace. Second and third, 2 outs. Top of the second, Dodgers lead it 2-0 over Eric Teleroja in the power. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Couple of strikeouts, but 2 come home and score on a hit batter and a wild pitch, and the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead. Power will come up and hit in the bottom of the second when we return. Noah Blythe back up for the Power in the bottom half of the second. It's a 2-0 lead for the Dodgers. They score on a hit batter and a wild pitch. Take an early 2-0 lead, and the Power will try to get into that here in the bottom of the second with Noah Blythe stepping to the plate. And Noah's been the Power's most productive hitter this year. He's got an OPS over 1,000. It's that one hard to third, and they can't make the play. Blythe will reach first. So leadoff base runner, we'll see how that's scored. As Cadillo couldn't make the play at third base. Good start for the Power here in the bottom of the second, George.
Yeah, that's going to go down an error there on Cadillo.
Number 10, Joey Mazzetti.
E5 as Joey Mazzetti comes to the plate. Joey is 14 for 36 with 4 doubles, a triple.
Really good slugger for the Power. A guy who can get you extra bases if need be. And having him in the middle of that lineup as well just goes to show how no matter where these guys are positioned, that it's going to be very strong hitters.
9 walks, 9 strikeouts for Mazzetti. And he's down in this count 0-1. So the Power trailing 2-0. And it's an 0-1 count with nobody out. Noah Blythe over at first base. 0-1's hit hard to left field. Going back on it and over the head of Sardina. Blythe's around second. He's going to get waved in from third. Mazzetti into second base. No throw home. It's late. And Blythe will score. It's an RBI double for Joey Mazzetti.
And we were just saying, Nash, how Joey Mazzetti can get you more hits, can produce really well, and get those extra base hits.
18 runs batted in for Joey Mazzetti. He leads the club. It's an RBI double for the Power catcher who's been unconscious at the plate this year. Blythe comes in to score, and here's Efrain Manzo. Takes outside. Manzo's also been very good. Efrain, 9 plate appearances. Couple of hits and 6 at-bats. One out. In there for a strike from McBride. Hard hit double to left over Sardina's head. He first came in on it, and then the ball just sailed. And that's a familiar sight for balls off the bat of Joey Mazzetti. Barrel machine this summer. And that's hit high to left field. Way up there for Sardina. He parks under it and makes the catch for out number 1. So Manzo's retired. Mazzetti's still at second base. It's 2-1. Dodgers. As we shout out a good friend of ours, Seth Beckman. And Seth's supporting the stream tonight. Thank you, Seth, for your gracious donation.
Joey Mazzetti, 5 doubles on the season for him. And he also leads the team with 18 RBIs. And Nash, the next guy is Noah Blythe, who has 12. So very solid 2 hitters. Back-to-back, you just don't want to face them.
Here's Spencer Dickinson. Recently called up by the Power. He's 3 for 10. He's driven in 4 himself. And this is the depth we're talking about, George. You can go to the PSCL, grab one of the PSCL's best hitters this year, and Spencer Dickinson, just insert him into your lineup and instant production.
Few games I've broadcasted for Spencer Dickinson this season, saw him hit 2 home runs over that left field wall, and those were crushed.
He's ahead in this count 2-0, and that's high at 3-0. So an error started out this inning, put Blythe at first. Mazzetti doubled to left. Blythe scored, and then Manzo flew out to left. There goes Mazzetti for third. The throw is late and into left field, but Joey's laying down, so he's not going to have a chance. The slide brought him into a laying position.
Very awkward slide, it felt like, from Joey Mazzetti. Kind of slid on that right side of his body instead of going, head first or feet first into the bag.
Pitch was called a strike. It's 3-1 now on Dickinson. 1 out. Mazzetti at third as the game's tying run here in the bottom of the second. And that's outside. Dickinson will take a walk. So Spencer's aboard. And that's his 4th walk in 16 plate appearances. As Nelson Padilla steps in.
Second baseman, Nelson Padilla.
Nelson led off the game last night. He's batting 8th tonight and playing second base. He's played a lot of second base since he came over. And that is upstairs, 1-0.
One of the only positions here that we've seen that are consistent, that's Nelson Padilla over on second, like you said, with a .312 on base percentage.
75 on that last pitch from McBride. That's hit out to right. It's a base hit. This game's tied. Mazzetti trots home. Dickinson around second. He'll gain third on an RBI single from Ritchie. The throw back to first. He's back in time. Thought about second base, but it's a RBI single for Padilla. Nelson comes through.
Center fielder, Deshaun Thomas.
And that's his 3rd run driven into the season. Dickinson makes 3rd as Deshaun Thomas steps in. And that's a breaking ball in there for a strike on Thomas.
I haven't seen Thomas all season long in his season debut today, so
He played a strong center field there in the first inning. Putting him right out there in a premium position. Takes down and away, 1-1. 1-1 on Thomas, 1 out. Bottom of the second, Power tied up with the Dodgers at 2. And the 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. Lineup will flip over to Amaviska on deck. 2-1 on Thomas in the dirt. Good stop back there from De Santiago.
It's quick to pop up, too, making sure that Padilla didn't try to go steal second and put 2 runners in scoring position.
No steal attempts for Padilla, but we mentioned this team is extremely efficient, and there he goes. And the pitch is in the dirt, so it's an easy steal and a walk, actually. It's ball 4, so no steal for Padilla. And the walk will load the bases. So they're juiced up for Richie. And a mound visit here for McBride with 1 out. 2 already home. The Power have tied the game, and they're threatening for more.
Kind of a similar situation to that top of the second inning with only 1 out. The East LA Dodgers had bases loaded, but the Power were able to get out of it, which was very helpful for them.
And this is when the Power lineup starts to get dangerous, George. They get guys on in the bottom half, and then it flips over to your boppers. And it just shows the depth of this group.
Now batting, left fielder, number 3, Richie Amaviska.
So Richie steps in. He walked an inning ago. He's the 7th man to bat in this inning. And Richie's been heating up at the plate. Been dialed in recently. See it in both the PSCL and for the Power.
He has 7 RBIs on the season with 11 hits for the Palm Springs Power. So one of those guys you don't want to have at the plate if you're East LA with bases loaded. But for the Power, they certainly can use this here from Richie Amaviska. With bases loaded, they want to get at the lead.
One of those hit to center should be enough to score Dickinson. And he'll tag up from third and score easily on the sac fly. So the Power take the lead on a sac fly from Richie Amaviska. Nice job. That'll bring up Anthony Angel Jr. So Richie does his job. George drives in the run. And the Power have scored 3 here in this inning
The first baseman,
to take the lead.
15, Anthony Angel Jr.
So Anthony Angel Jr. looking to get his 2nd hit against the East LA Dodgers. He had 1 in the 10-9 victory on June 7th.
Pitch is outside to Anthony, who popped out to short with Richie at first in his first at bat. So 3 runs home here in the home half of the second. That's in the dirt, gets away. Both runners will advance into scoring position. Thomas up to second, Padilla up to third. Now a base hit should score 2 for Anthony Angel. It's been a great season for Angel. 16 for 47 now. 10 walks, 11 strikeouts, couple of doubles. Came into this game with an OPS over 900 and hitting 348. Getting on base in half of his plate appearances.
The Power, they're riding on a 10-game win streak, looking to make it win number 11.
Swing and a miss from Angel. It's 2-2. On a pitch down low for McBride. Power lead at 3-2. Bottom of the second. 2-2 count, 2 down. 2 runners in scoring position. And McBride comes home to Angel Jr. outside. 3-2, good take. So full now. With first base open and Evan Berkey on deck. Berkey grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the first. 3-2 to Anthony. Foul tip. Stays alive.
That's how to really battle at the plate there. With 2 guys in scoring position and a 1-run lead, you want to give your team a little bit more of those insurance runs so you're able to feel a little bit more comfortable when the defense goes on the field.
De Santiago is frustrated with himself, couldn't hold on to that foul tip. Count remains at 3-2 with 2 outs, second and third. Here's the pitch to Anthony. Swing and a miss, he got him. So Angel strikes out swinging, leaves 2 aboard, but the Power score 3, take the lead. They lead at 3-2. We'll head to the third. You're listening to Palm Springs Power Baseball. Power lead at 3-2 after a 3-run bottom of the second, as De Santiago, Sardina, and Steeg come up here for the second time in the top of the third. Roja back to the mound, this time with a lead. And the first pitch is in there for a strike.
Really good breaking ball there from Roja. Started out, kind of a little bit closer to Santiago and then broke beautifully to that bottom corner of the strike zone.
Clocked at 70. He throws another one and hits him in the back. Leadoff hit batter, De Santiago is aboard. And that'll bring up Sardina, who flew out to center in the first. Roja says, let's turn 2. Breaking ball didn't break. It's a hit batter. Second of the game for Roja. And Sardina steps in now with a runner aboard and nobody out. Power lead at 3-2. Big hit from Nelson Padilla. Sac fly from Richie Almavisca. That breaking ball is inside, 1-0. So you can throw that thing inside, George, but you run the risk of hitting a couple guys in the back.
Yeah, it happened twice already for Eric Roja in the ball game.
Here's the 1-0. Check on the runner. He's back in safely. De Santiago leads off first. Another check. He's back in again. And count remains 1-0 on Sardina. De Santiago at first. That is up and in, 2-0. So credit the Dodgers hitters. They're taking good at bats so far. Already have 2 runs on the board. Thanks to a wild pitch and a hit batter. Here's the 2-0 on Sardina. Up and in again, 3-0.
Tella Roja really trying to work that upstairs corner of the strike zone. Just unable to really make it fall in the right place for the home plate umpire. They look like very solid pitches.
Just missing. Here's the 3-0. Runner goes. That's in there for a strike. Throw down from Mazzetti. Just misses. De Santiago is in with a stolen base. So it's a steal for De Santiago. Now runner in scoring position. The tying run in scoring position for the Dodgers.
Really good throw, though, from Joey Mazzetti behind the plate. Didn't even get up. Just kind of threw it in the catcher's position. Just took a little bit of a hop over to second.
Breaking ball is outside, and it's ball 4. So first and second now, nobody out for Stieg. That's Taylor Stieg, first baseman tonight. Taylor Stieg listed at 6'4", 235. As the tying run in scoring position, another runner at first with nobody out. And gets Tella Roja into the stretch. Swing and a miss, good breaking ball there, George.
Really good pitch. I mean, the last batter with Sardina was working high inside, and then first pitch right away here to the bigger Taylor Stieg. Just goes with the breaking ball down low, mixing things up all around the strike zone.
The 0-1 outside gets away from Mazzetti, and both runners will move up into scoring position. So Tella Roja trying to find feel for that breaking ball. And it's 1-1 with runners at second and third now.
With no outs, not the best position right now for the Power.
De Santiago at third, Sardina at second. It's a 3-2 game, the Power lead. That's outside. It's 2-1. So 2-1 on Stieg. And that's popped out foul, 2-2. Two now on the Dodgers first baseman. 2 in scoring position. De Santiago hit by the pitch, stole second. Sardina walked and moved up on the wild pitch. Two on Stieg. Up and in, 3-2. First base is open. Count is full. The tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. And first base open for Taylor Stieg. Tella Roja comes home, down in the dirt, gets away. It's ball 4, and a run will score. The Dodgers tie the game at 3. As De Santiago comes in, Sardina moves up to third, and Stieg's down to first on the third free pass of the inning, George.
Not the best position right now for the Palm Springs Power, as right now, this is one of those moments where you might want to, Joey Mazzetti might want to go out and talk to Tella Roja, calm him down for a little bit. Started off the inning with a hit by pitch and then 2 walks as well. So you might want to kind of calm him down a little bit, talk things over, and tell him that it's all good and that we can get out of this inning.
So swing and a miss in a 3-3 ball game. It's tied up. Go ahead runs down at third, Sardina, and Stieg over at first. 0-1 count on Schumacher. Tella Roja comes set, and time is called. And the 0-1 on Schumacher. Hit out. And picked up at short, but no play for Berkey, and another run will score. So the Dodgers take a 4-3 lead, and still nobody out, George, on an infield single from Schumacher.
Really tough position there for Evan Berkey, the shortstop. Ball was just way out in front of him. Able to make the stop over at short, but just kind of kept it in his back pocket as a throw. He didn't want to risk it over to Anthony Angel Jr. because a throw like that off of the run crossbody could result maybe getting past Anthony Angel Jr., which could cause some more damage here.
That is fouled away. 0-2. Dodgers have a 4-3 lead. And they still have 2 men aboard here with nobody out. And Cadillo at the plate who reached out an error and scored in the second. Here's the 0-2. Hit out, chance for 2. Padilla picks it up on a hot, over to Berkey for 1. Throw on to first, they got him. It's a double play. Twin killing for the Power and a big one. But Stieg moves up to third. He'll take that all day long for 2 outs.
Really
4-6-3, 2 outs.
Really good play there from Padilla, who had the error for the Power in the second inning. Kind of similar position as well. Able to convert, which is very helpful for Eric Tella Rojas. Now he's probably feeling a little bit of relief.
So 2 down, Stieg over at third. And that one's fouled back by Panarisi. Big double play ball just to get the first 2 outs of the inning. Schumacher cut down at second on the 4-6-3 double play from Cadillo. And it's up to Panarisi to try to get 1 run more home for the Dodgers as they lead it 4-3. And that's up and in. So 1-1. On Panarisi, who walked, reached third in the second. Tella Rojas stranded a couple, struck out Burns. Stranded 2 in scoring position, trying to strand 1 this time. And that is in there for strike 2. Good breaking ball, George. If he finds the feel for that, what's happened has happened, but you can control moving forward. Try to leave that runner at third.
And also set up some good position too for the offense in a 1-run game where they can able to kind of get things going. And that's what the Power did last time against the East LA Dodgers. Going into the 4th inning, they were down 5-0. They were able to score 3 runs. And then a huge bottom of the 6th inning, they were able to score 6 more to help them kind of put themselves over the edge and get the win.
Fouled back, another breaking ball had him out front. And just getting a piece is Panarisi. It's a 2-2 count, 2 outs. 4-3 lead, the Dodgers over the Power. Stieg over at third base. Tella Rojas comes set, comes home. That's hit out to right, falling fast, twirling, foul. So just foul. As we have action down in the Power bullpen.
And it's a very deep ball field out here, Nash. And then even when you go into foul territory as well, it gets even deeper, it feels like, especially for these outfielders, Amavisca and Blythe, who are respectfully in left and right.
2-2, way outside, ball gets away. And the run will score. It's 5-3, Dodgers lead. So it's a 3-run inning for East LA. They took a 2-0 lead in the second. Power took a 3-2 lead in the bottom half, and now 3 more. It's 5-3 for the squad in blue.
Eric Marujo warming up in the bullpen to our left for the Palm Springs Power. As it's certainly been a difficult inning for Tella Rojas. He's looking to get out of it. Nobody on now.
Pitch is fouled away. Still 3-2 with 2 down. 3 home for the Dodgers. In the top of the third, they lead it 5-3. 3-2, up and in, ball 4. It's the 4th free pass of the inning and the 6th of the game. 2 hit batters and 4 walks. This inning extends to Sardina, who was hit in the 2nd inning. 3 strikeouts for Teleroja, but the walks are coming around to hurt as the Dodgers lead 5-3. First pitch, hit out to second. Padilla moving to his left, makes the play, and the inning finally ends. But not before the Dodgers take the lead back. It's 5-3. You're listening to Power Baseball. They'll come up and hit when we return. Evan Berkey is back in for his second plate appearance, grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the first. And the Power are trailing 5-3 here. They'll come up for their third at-bats. It'll be Berkey, Blythe, Mazzetti. And Blythe and Mazzetti responsible for 2 of the Power runs. Berkey squares to bunt, pulls it back and takes a ball. It's 1-0. So 1-0 on Berkey, the shortstop today for the Power. That's in the dirt, 2-0. Similar script to the first game, George, with the Power and the Dodgers. The Dodgers playing them tough.
They came into Palm Springs Stadium and the Power were riding on a 2-game win streak going into that first meeting on June 7th. And they started out hot, scoring 1 run in the top of the first and then 4 more in the top of the third. But then the Power, they started getting things going. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 1 in the bottom of the 5th, and then 5 in the bottom of the 6th, as they were able to kind of go on a run streak and then shut out the Dodgers in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning.
So 5 runs in the first 3 innings of that game for the Dodgers, 5 runs in the first 3 innings of this game for the Dodgers. And this time they lead at 5-3 instead of 5-0. But it goes to show that this lineup is tough. And they take good at bats. Here's the 2-2 on Berkey. Hit into center on a line, and making the catch out there is Burns for out number 1. So 3 in a row set down. 1 on a sac fly for McBride. And I hear superstars, which means Noah Blythe's coming up.
And Noah Blythe certainly is a superstar as well for the Palm Springs Power. He has 12 RBIs on the season, 25 hits, Nash.
Wow.
Batting .439 with a .485 on base percentage as well.
This is when you want to see him, nobody on. And the Dodgers pitching around him all day. There's one in the dirt. It's 1-0. So Blythe and Mazzetti super tough in the 4-5 spots here for the Power. In a lot of ways have been the Power's best hitters this year. Emmanuel Dean came in. He's 8 for 16. That's hit hard to center. Burns is coming in, and that's going to drop. It's actually chunked, but Blythe hits everything hard, so you almost assume. Chunked to center. It's a 1-out single.
26 hits now on the season for Noah Blythe, as he's just certainly adding on more and more. He leads the team, Nash, with hits. The next guy, it's Anthony Angel Jr., who has 16 hits. So a huge difference between 1 and 2 on the team.
Here's Joey, who leads the team in runs driven in. And he's already driven 1 in today on a double to left.
A deadly 1-2 combo. Back-to-back Blythe Mazzetti. As a pitcher, McBride must be nervous going up against these two.
That one's inside, gets away, so Blythe's going to move up to second. Blythe up into scoring position with 1 out. And it's a 1-0 count to Mazzetti. With 1 down. And a knock will presumably drive in another run for Joey. He's really been hitting since day 1, George. He came in here and had a 3-run double. I remember in his debut at the plate for the Power. It was a pinch hitting appearance.
And the rest is history.
Stopped. Yeah, it just hasn't stopped. It's 5-3 Dodgers. In the bottom of the 3rd, Power got 3 in the 2nd. And now threatening again here to try to, once again, take back their lead. That is big swing and a miss. Joey was shooting for a tie game there.
He wanted everything to do with that high fastball from McBride. Just got underneath the ball, but one can only imagine what could have happened if he made some contact.
Power in their staple red uniforms tonight, going off against the Dodgers in Dodger blue. With East LA Dodgers across their chest. So 1-1 on Joey. In there, strike 2. So 1 and 2 on Mazzetti with 1 down. Monday night, fireworks, 4th of July. It's going to be a blast. The PSEL All-Stars will play off against the Power here at Palm Springs Stadium at 6 p.m. Get your tickets fast. They are going fast. 1-2 in there, called strike 3. Mazzetti didn't like it. Big second out there for McBride, and it's up to Efren Manzo.
Second strikeout on the day for McBride on the hill.
So Manzo came into this game 2 for 6. He's now 2 for 7 after the fly out to left field. Today's DH, as the Dodgers lead the Power 5-3. That's up high, 1-0. Good take.
It's going to be a big at-bat here for Manzo, where if you can place the ball perfectly, get a base hit out of it, which could bring in Noah Blythe, it'll give the Power some life. in the ball game as they trail by 2 runs.
And equally as important here for McBride to try to escape this inning with the lead. Get your team back to the batter's box as soon as possible. I don't think it'll be Teleroja in the 4th. With Moriato warming down there. They're going to chat. De Santiago coming out to talk with his pitcher. And I don't blame him. This feels like a big spot, George. I know it's the 3rd inning. But the Dodgers just took the lead. They're trying to keep the power off the board going into the middle innings. And leading 5-3, if you can put a couple runs on the board in the top of the 4th, you feel like you can create some distance.
Right.
But this power team, they don't stop. They just keep chipping away. They put together good at-bats, and the Dodgers know that.
One thing I'm noticing, Nash, is Mace over on second. He's covering over, with that gap between second and first very wide.
1-0 on Efren. And Manzo trying to drive in his teammate over there, and Noah Blythe at second. Manzo on the season, 1 driven in so far. Finally, the 1-0. Foul back out of fastball to hit, just missed it. So 1-1 now on Manzo. Thank you all for joining us tonight from Palm Springs Stadium. Nash Walker, George Hathaway. As the season winds down, sadly, George, for the Power. We got 2 more weeks left after this. It's been another successful year for the Desert's hometown team.
Power coming into this game 13-2 on the season. Looking to get win number 11 tonight. However, they're down 2 runs, looking to battle back.
Pitch is in the dirt, 3-1.
Manzo's walked 3 times on the season already. As he's up in the count 3-1, could possibly make it walk number 4 for him here, which would put on 2 runners with 2 outs.
For Dickinson, and that's not a situation you want to be in if you're the Dodgers. And that's down and away. They will be in that situation. Spencer Dickinson will get his chance.
We've seen him hit 2 home runs out of here in the PSCL. Over 350 feet down the left field.
A 3-run homer would give the Power the lead, George.
The Power haven't hit a home run yet this year.
Oh, wow. That's true.
So who better to do it than Spencer Dickinson, the PSCL call-up?
Right here, right now, bottom of the 3rd, Dodgers lead it 5-3, 2 on, 2 out for Spencer Dickinson. First pitch to Dick, swing and a miss. Foul tip, got a piece. And De Santiago got a glove on that one. He was frustrated earlier, couldn't catch a foul tip that would have completed a strikeout, but puts the leather on that. It's 0-1, and that's foul back, 0-2. Dickinson down 0-2 with 2 outs, 2 on. In the bottom of the 3rd, Power trailing by 2. It's Dodgers 5, Power 3. Here's the 0-2. Down in the dirt, gets away, both runners will advance. And not insignificant, George, both runners now in scoring position. And Dickinson, with a base hit, could tie this game if it's in the right spot.
4 RBIs for the local native out of College of the Desert.
Dickinson. 2-2 count. Here comes McBride. Hit out to center. And falling fast. It'll get down for a hit. Both runs are going to score. The ball gets by Burns. And we have ourselves a tie ball game, folks. 5-5 on a 2-run single from Spencer Dickinson. We said it, George. You give him that opportunity, and all he's done this summer has come through. So 5-5 game with Dickinson over at first.
Nelson Padilla.
And Nelson Padilla stepping into the box.
The Power also able to do this with 2 outs as well. Beautiful night here, Nash, in Palm Springs, California.
It really is. And the umps are out to talk with McBride, looks like. I don't know if they're going to have a catching change, pitching change. What's happening here? The catcher's in the dugout. De Santiago is in the dugout. Here he comes. Grabs his mask and his glove. Heads out to the mound. I have no idea what's going on here. But it's a tie game. The Dodgers took a 2-0 lead in the second. Power responded with 3 of their own. Then the Dodgers scored 3 and the Power scored 2 in the third, and they're not done yet.
Power have life with 2 outs. 2 runs coming in to score off the base hit for Spencer Dickinson.
Long shot, and the ump's going to come out and say, all right, guys, let's play. Padilla's stepping in, and Padilla had a big single to drive in Dickinson in the second inning. That gave the Power a 3-2 lead. And this game is tied at 5. Back and forth affair, much like their first meeting here back on June 7th. First pitch in there for a strike on Padilla. Nelson with a big 1-out single. And that's fouled back 0-2. So McBride got ahead of Dickinson, and then Dickinson battled back, even the count, hit a single to center. It was a 1-hopper to Burns. Tough play out there, and allowed both runs to score.
This will be Padilla's 5th game for the Powers. Recorded 2 hits for them.
That one's hit toward right and falling fast out of play. Foul. Just got a piece of that breaking ball on 0-2.
Really productive inning for the Palm Springs Power. They were down 2 runs, able to bring on home Manzo and Blythe.
And it's been a trait of this team all year with 2 outs, George. Scoring a ton of their runs with 2 outs. Padilla chops it at the plate, foul ball. Mazzetti struck out for the second out, and Blythe was still on base at second. Manzo walked, and then a 2-run single from Spencer Dickinson to tie this game back up at 5. Looks like Padilla may have cracked his bat. Amavisca came out to talk to him. It's 0-2. 4 hits for the Power, 2 for the Dodgers, 1 error apiece. 5-5 ball game. Here's the 0-2. Down in the dirt, 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Dickinson at first, 2 already home in this inning for Palm Springs.
If they want to keep going here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, just try to keep that ball on the ground in the gap. They're able to do that the first few games. A lot of their hits just came off those ground balls that got through into the outfield, because it's a very deep outfield. You know, 400 dead center, 350 left and right field. So they can get it in there, they can just keep kind of going around the bases with 2 outs.
Fastball down and away at 85, evens the count at 2. 2-2, 2 outs on Padilla, and that's way inside, 3-2.
Way to battle back for Nelson Padilla. 2 foul balls put him down in the count, but then he's able to take 3 pitches right there, all of them being balls, and now battling back with the full count.
Full count, 2 down. Dickinson out first, 5-5. We're tied up, and that is down for ball 4. So as you said, George, Padilla falls in the count, 0-2, battles back, and draws the walk. I'm going to bring up Deshaun Thomas here, who walked and reached second an inning ago.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 14, Deshaun Thomas.
Thomas was left at second, and now gets the opportunity to give the Power the lead. First and second, first pitch on Thomas, fastball away, 1-0. Feels like since that Dickinson single, maybe some apprehension on the locations from McBride. Steps off. 1-0, 2 down. 5-5. Runners at first and second here for Deshaun Thomas, who made a nice catch in center in the first inning, and a 1-2-3 first for Teleroja. That pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball buzzes the outer half. It's 1-1.
Thomas, the 7th batter we're going to see here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
1-1 with 2 outs. And that's hit toward right field. Going to twirl foul and out of play. Another 2-strike count here, George. Ahead again. And he got ahead of Dickinson, who ended up singling, and then Padilla walked. Having trouble putting these power hitters away. The bottom third of this order has not made an out tonight. They're 2 for 2 with 3 walks. 1-2 on Thomas. Called strike 3. Fastball got him. Painted on the outer half. Tough pitch. Thomas goes down looking, but the Power tied the game at 5 on a 2-run single from Spencer Dickinson. George will take it away in the 4th. When we return, you're listening to Palm Springs Power Baseball.
Restaurant is Palm Springs.
Here we are, set top of the 4th inning. George Hathaway alongside with me, Nash Walker on the call, as you are watching East LA Dodgers host the Palm Springs Power. We're tied up in the top of the 4th inning at 5 apiece. It's going to be Burns leading things off. He struck out his first plate appearance. Eric Marujo now on the hill for the Power. Here in the top of the 4th inning, Eric Telaroja led things off for the first 3 innings. Allowed 2 hits, 5 runs, and 1 error. So it's going to be 1-1 count for Burns. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Pitch upstairs, 2-1.
Burns, one of 3 strikeouts for Telaroja tonight. And he was battling his command in this outing. Hit a couple guys, 4 walks.
Breaking ball up high, 3-1 the count to Burns. Marujo coming into the ballgame with a 0 ERA in 4 innings pitched. He's allowed 3 hits and 5 strikeouts. As that's going to hit Burns there in the left leg.
3rd hit batter of the game for Power pitching. One of them scored a run.
So in a tie game like this, it's going to be very important coming down the stretch. Power able to get the victory on June 7th over East LA, 10-9. So 1 runner on Burns after he's hit by a pitch. Anthony Mace, leadoff hitter for the Dodgers.
On the season, Power coming into tonight, 232 strikeouts, 66 walks. They'd hit 16 batters. So it's been a trend this season, more hit batters than games played, and that'll certainly stay true after tonight.
So check back over. Burns safe there. Mace 0 for 2 in the ball game, struck out twice.
Mace, the leadoff man, and if I recall, he was wreaking some havoc in the first matchup between these 2 clubs.
Power 13-2 on the season. Looking to get win number 11 in a row. We're tied up at 5, top of the 4th inning. 0-1 is the count to Mace. 1 runner on, it's Burns. With no outs, the check back over. As he's safe there, very close, Nash, you're right. So we await the 0-1 from Marujo.
Seven free passes for Power pitching tonight. Only 2 hits for the Dodgers, so make them beat you. Come over the plate. That's exactly what Marujo's doing now. It's 0-2.
Fastball there. Mace just could not get out in front of it. Late swing there from him. Puts him down in the count, 0-2. Marujo gets set. There's a pitch, and that's going to be strike number 3. Mace goes down swinging. A hat trick for him, but not in a good way, as he struck out 3 times in the ball game, which brings up DeSantiago.
3 out of the 4 strikeouts today from Mace.
DeSantiago looking to get his first hit of the ball game. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, and like Nash said, one of the few guys who've gotten hit by a pitch. DeSantiago's the only one to come in to score, and he also grounded out in the 1st inning.
Let off that 3rd with a hit by pitch.
So that's going to get inside 0-1 the count for DeSantiago. With 1 out, 1 runner on. Sardina, he's on deck. As we're knotted up at 5 apiece here in the top of the 4th inning between the Palm Springs Power and East LA Dodgers. Check back over again. He's safe.
That was
very
really
close.
Really, really close. I thought they might call him that time. I think Burns just got in like a fingertip, but very, very close.
Marujo looks back over to Burns at first, who has a short lead there, as here's the 0-1. Breaking ball inside, 0-2 the count for DeSantiago.
These power pitchers have really good stuff. It's evidenced by a 2.59 ERA on the season. Just got to stay in the zone, throw strikes, make them beat you.
The 0-2 going to be out and away. 1-2 the count for DeSantiago, who's searching to get his first hit of the day. Mace just struck out for the Dodgers with Sardina on deck. Burns hit by a pitch. He's on first. Short lead there to check back over. Not in time. Burns going to slide safely over. So still the count 1-2 for DeSantiago, as Marujo is going to be his first inning on the mound. With one out, one runner on here in the top of the fourth inning, tied up at 5 apiece.
Oof.
Curveball up high, 2-2.
That one just missed. Good try. I think you go up there again with a fastball, you'll get a swing and a miss on 2-2, but we'll see what he goes to here.
70-mile-per-hour curveball there from Eric Marujo puts the count 2-2 with one out. Swung on and missed, and there goes DeSantiago. Back-to-back strikeouts for Eric Marujo. Puts 2 outs on the board with 1 runner on, and Sardina, he's at the plate now.
Good pitch, breaking ball, got him to chase. Thought fastball up or that one right there. And see what happens when they stay in the zone, get ahead. Dodger hitters are going to have trouble hitting these power pitchers. It's a deep staff, as you said, George, and Marujo's no exception.
So Sardina looking to get a first hit of the day. He flew out over to Thomas, who made a great catch over in center field in the first inning. Was walked, scored a run in the third. So with 1 runner on, there's 2 outs. Eric Marujo, his first time on the mound today, struck out back-to-back batters after the hit by pitch on Burns. Here's the 0-1. That's going to get inside. 0-2 the count quickly for Sardina. And it's Marujo and company looking to retire the side.
Go back to that breaking ball down and away. Get a swing and a miss here. Strain that runner.
Here's the 0-2. Popped up into the air. That's going to drop for a base hit right in between Thomas and Amavisca as they're waving on. Oh, and now we have ourselves a pickle as Burns was caught up over, and Mazzetti going to run him out for out number 3. So that's going to retire the side. No damage done here in the top of the 4th inning. As we now go to the bottom half of the 4th, it's going to be Amavisca, Angel Jr., and Becky, the 3 due up next when we return. Here we are, bottom of the fourth inning, in a tied ball game.
Amavisca.
As the Power look to break that here. Richie Amavisca, the leadoff hitter, leading things off in the bottom of the fourth inning, followed by Anthony Angel Jr. and Evan Becky as well. So it's going to be a new pitcher for the Dodgers. It's going to be Milan. As Amavisca, the first batter he's going to foul that one back.
Richie's been dialed in. We talked about it before that sac fly in the second. He walked in the first. Seeing the ball really well right now. Slower start at the plate early on this year, but he's been locked in.
As he's going to rip that one right into the glove of Mace, who makes the catch off of one leg
Nice
for
catch.
out number one.
Good catch from Mace. Good instincts.
Traveled far for that ball as well. So it's going to bring up Anthony Angel Jr. with one out. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out over to Sardine at short and struck out in the second. So tied up at 5 apiece here with one out.
The danger for the Dodgers here, George, is you don't want to get into a battle of the bullpens with the Power. They're going to win a lot of those matchups. They're deeper than a lot of the teams they play, and Dodgers really didn't bring a deep bench today. A couple guys over there who aren't in the field.
And one of them possibly being McBride as well, who just finished his time on the mound as Milan's there. Here's the 0-1. Half swing there, going to be fouled back. 0-2 the count for Anthony Angel Jr. with one out. Tie ball game at 5 apiece. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, George Hathaway alongside Nash Walker. Evan Becky going to be on deck, and Anthony Angel Jr. going to go down looking. For the second time he struck out in the ball game. So Evan Becky, the shortstop, stepping up to the dish now for the Palm Springs Power. With 2 outs, nobody on. As the further we get through this ball game, the innings are going to become more and more important, especially in a tie game.
Now, that's a tough pitch on Anthony there. Fastball inside, right on the hands. Nothing you can do with that other than try to foul it off, but getting a 2-strike count, you're looking breaking ball, and credit Milan. Good fastball, and he's getting ahead of these guys now.
0-1 the count for Becky. He grounded out into a double play in the bottom of the first, and the bottom of the third, he flew out over to Burns. Fouls it back. Another 0-2 count. 2 outs, nobody on for the Power, as they're tied up with the East LA Dodgers at 5.
So far this season, George, 15-14 in the run category between these two clubs through 3.5 innings.
So relatively even. As we're seeing it here tonight, Power have 5 hits. Dodgers have 3. Here's the 1-2 from Milan, popped up into the air, into right field. Panarisi getting underneath that for out number 3. So it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning as we now flip the page here as we go to the top of the 5th. Stieg, Shoemaker, and Cadillo, the 3 due up next for the Dodgers when we return. Here we are, top of the 5th inning. As we're tied up at 5 apiece here. It's going to be the 4-5-6 for East LA. Taylor Stieg, Dylan Schumacher, and Cadillo, the 3 due up next. As Stieg steps in the right-hand batter's box. Eric Marujo set here for the top of the 5th.
Another good ball game between these two clubs.
This is a 5-5 ball game. Marujo struck out 2 batters in the top of the 4th, allowed a hit and a hit by pitch before Burns was caught himself in a pickle trying to round 3rd.
Feels like Marujo's really settling in here. George struggled right out of the gate with the command.
Popped up high into the air. That's going to be out of play. To the bleachers, 0-2 count for Stieg quickly. He was looking to get his first base hit. He scored a run in the 3rd and then flew out to Blythe in the 2nd inning.
So he got 2 strikes on Sardina and threw a breaking ball that stayed right in the heart of the plate. Sardina crushed it to left for a double. And of course Burns was thrown out between 3rd and home. But got to get that breaking ball outside. That was better.
That's hitting the shallow right field, and for a base hit there for Stieg is unable to get underneath that was Anthony Angel Jr.
Yeah, tough play for anybody there, right down the first baseline in one of those spots. And it's a leadoff hit for Stieg.
As Anthony Angel Jr. kind of just is over his head there, looking back at the ball, kind of looks up in disappointment over on first, realizing that should have been him that got it. But with nobody out, 1 runner on, Dylan Schumacher, he's at the plate. 3rd time we're going to see him today.
Oof. Almost got him.
1-0 is going to be the count. He leaned out of the way of that one, as Marujo already hit Burns in his first batter that he faced. No outs. 1 runner on here for the Dodgers. A pitch there from Marujo. Outer half of the strike zone, 1-1 the count.
Good pitch again on the breaking ball. That was a fastball. Got to get that breaking ball further off the plate. And it was a better pitch to Stieg, who got the end of the bat on it. Still flirted in for a single, but to get the whiff, it's got to be further away. That was another good fastball.
So Schumacher down in the count 1-2 to Marujo. He's been doing really well. And it's about an inning and 2 batters that he's been facing, with no outs. Tied up at 5 apiece, top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2. Ripped right up over, and that's going to be fouled off barely.
Foot foul. That would have been trouble in left field. Probably at least a double. And Stieg may have been able to score even. You talked about the dimensions of this field. Such a deep outfield.
Mm-hmm.
Down the lines, if you hit a ball into the corner, that thing rolls forever. There's just so much room.
Especially the way Amavisca's playing.
Way off the line and shallow. So you hit that down the line, he's likely scoring from first, and you're probably into 3rd with a triple if you have good wheels.
Schumacher 6'1", 205. Big righty for the Dodgers. That's going to be a wild pitch that's down in the dirt. Mazzetti going to hold on to it. So Stieg going to be in scoring position now to get the go-ahead run and break the tie. So 2-2 the count for Schumacher.
Coming into today, Marujo had walked 3 of 17 batters he faced in battling his command here.
So it's going to be full count for Schumacher, breaking ball in the dirt. With Cadillo on deck. No outs. Stieg in scoring position over on second here, top of the 5th inning in a tie ball game. Both teams have recorded 4 hits, so it's relatively even all throughout. That's going to be ripped right up the through for a base hit. Waving on Stieg.
Oh, here we go.
It's a throw from Mazzetti going to get away.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, Thomas had a chance from center to throw out Stieg at the plate. Throw was offline. Mazzetti couldn't make the catch, and
it would have been good timing if it was a little bit straighter.
And allows Schumacher to move up to second, which is not insignificant, and the Dodgers take the lead.
So, no outs, Schumacher in scoring position.
That's the second hard-hit ball off Marujo. Sardina hit that ringing double in the gap. And the Power were lucky that Burns fouled between third and home. He was tagged out, and that Schumacher single up the middle was a frozen rope.
Marujo looks back on second. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball inside for strike 1.
Again, credit these Dodgers hitters. They just come right back, continue to put runs on the board, now taking a 6-5 lead, taking advantage of mistakes, taking the extra base. They've been difficult for the Power this season. 2 teams now 15-15.
Blythe getting that grab, running
catch.
into foul territory. Really great catch. Chased a lot of grounds to get the first out of the inning.
That's a great running catch from Noah Blythe. I think that would have landed foul, George. Would have been close, but a really, really nice try. And I'm surprised that Schumacher didn't tag up and go to third on the play. That would have been an opportunity to get into, sac fly position with 1 out.
So Panarisi, he's at the dish, the righty. Walked twice in the ball game here with 1 out. Marujo going to step off. With Schumacher on second in scoring position in this peripheral vision. Sardina on deck. Breaking ball inside for a strike. So Panarisi was walked in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Was able to make his way to 3rd, nothing more than that. So it's going to be an 0-1 count with 1 runner on. The pitch there, going to be downstairs 1-1. Here in
That's Marujo's first earned run all season, George. So first run he's given up all year.
Comes in a pivotal moment in a tie ball game. As a breaking ball going to be chopped up over to Dickinson. Over to Junior. For out number 2 as Schumacher going to advance up over to third. 90 feet away from home. But with 2 outs, Dodgers are up 6-5 in the top of the 5th inning.
Nice play by Dickinson at third. Runner didn't think about going at first, and then on the throw advances to third. But good, strong throw from Spencer Dickinson. And as we said, guys have moved around. I mean, Anthony's played a lot of third base. He's over at first tonight. Richie's in the outfield.
Pitch from Marujo swung on and missed, strike 1.
Best slider of the night right there for Marujo.
So back-to-back outs for the Power. Brings Sardina to the dish. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, grounded out from Padilla over on second. Breaking ball down low. 1-1 the count with 2 outs.
That's a big run right there. And I think from this point forward, whoever leaves more runs in scoring position is going to lose this game. It's key for both these clubs. They get a lot of runners on, but the difference will be those 2 out hits tonight. And so far, it's gone both ways.
So Mazzetti going to chat with Marujo on the walk back over to the mound. It's going to be a 2-1 count for Sardina. Two outs. Schumacher over on third, 90 feet away from home. As Steve came in to score to put the Dodgers up 6-5 here in the ball game. 3-1 count for Sardina. Two outs, one runner on. Marujo, here's a 3-1, swing and a miss there. It's going to be full
pitch.
count.
I would throw that pitch again, 3-2. That pitch started as a strike and just darted out of the zone. Took a sharp left turn. See if he can repeat that. Can't leave it over the plate, though.
Here's a 3-2 from Marujo. Going to be fouled and caught from Mazzetti. For out number 3, Dodgers able to score 1 run, puts them up 6-5. It's going to be the 4-5-6. Blythe, Mazzetti, Manzo due up next in the bottom half of the 5th when we return. Bottom of the 5th inning, Palm Springs Power, they're down 1 run as they trail the East LA Dodgers 6-5. Noah Blythe, 4-5-6 due up next. Blythe, Mazzetti, Manzo. Noah Blythe has gotten on base twice. In the second off an error, is able to score there. And then off the third, he had a base hit and scored as well. So very successful day for Noah Blythe. The right fielder going to foul it back 0-1.
I think this is the chance now, Milan, getting deeper into this game. This is a chance for the Power at the middle of the order coming up. Get some traffic on the bases. Put some runners in scoring position. And set yourself up offensively.
Milan delivers upstairs 1-1.
I mean, Blythe's just so tough to get. You look at him on the season. The on-base numbers coming into today, reaching at almost 50% of his plate appearances.
1-1 pitch, fastball down low, 2-1 the count.
Isaiah Alvarez not in the lineup tonight for the Power. He's 9 for 10 in stolen base attempts this year.
As Blythe gonna rip that one up over to right field, base hit. So leadoff man for the Power gets on, which brings up Joey Mazzetti. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game, has a double in the second, scored a run there and struck out in the third. He's behind the plate this evening for the Power. We've seen him do it all. Designated hitter, catcher, and pitcher as well. So a man of multiple positions, very versatile.
A man who drives in runs for this Power team. And like I said, I think this is a prime opportunity right here. I don't want to say their best chance. They may get more. But this is a prime opportunity. You're trailing by a run. You've seen this guy already for a couple of innings. This is your chance.
So Blythe on first after a base hit. Check back over. He's going to stand up. Safe over on first. A little bit of action in the bullpen for the East LA Dodgers to our right. No outs, one runner on. Milan looking back over at Blythe on first. Pitch going to be up high, 1-0 the count for Joey Mazzetti.
Mazzetti saw fastball, got excited, but held back. Entering today, Mazzetti, I think 389, slugging 556, OPS near 1100. And a lot of those hits have come in spots like this one, big spots.
1-0 from Milan. Mazzetti going to chop it up over to Cadillo. And a chance for a double play. Unable to do so. Mazzetti going to be safe on first. Blythe is going to be out off the fielder's choice. This brings up Efrain Manzo with 1 out.
Good job by Milan to get the ground ball. And a nice play by Cadillo trying to get the double play. They'll take the 1 out. To get Mazzetti anytime is, I think, a victory for an opponent. Manzo drew a key 2-out walk in the third that extended the inning, allowed Dickinson to come up and hit that 2-run single to, at the time, tie the game. Oh, close. If that would have gotten over the netting, I think our pal Marshall over there would have had a souvenir. Perfect spin. We've talked about it all summer. We know the launch angle.
We've done the math.
We've done the math.
We talked to the analytics
we know
guys.
The spin, yeah. He's next to us. Looking at numbers.
Here's the 0-1 from Milan, out and away, 1-1 the count for Efrain Manzo. Dickinson, he's on deck with 1 out, 1 runner on.
Milan's not humping it up there. You know, he's upper 70s. He's not going to blow it by these guys. But he's done a nice job.
Manzo looking to get his first base hit, fouls that one back, got a piece of it, 1-2.
Yeah, pitching these right-handers up and in, make them uncomfortable. Not a comfortable at bat right now for these power hitters. Wiley's able to single to the opposite field. To wait for something over the heart of the plate, foul off those fastballs inside, it's easier said than done.
Ooh, as Mazzetti thought about it, he was a quarter of the way over to second and then stopped in his tracks.
6 for 6 in steal attempts this year, George, showing Mazzetti.
Milan going to step off. So Mazzetti going to go back over to first. It's going to be a 1-2 count for Efrain Manzo, who flew out over to Sardina. In left field, was walked, scored a run in the third. With 1 out, 1 runner on, Milan checks up and down. Here's a 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2 the count. Dodgers had the 6-5 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As a power looking to answer off the 1 run that was scored in the top of half of the inning. Mazzetti dancing around. 2-2, that's going to get Manzo looking.
Good job on Milan, and that's the 5th strikeout of the night from the Dodgers. Got inside again with the fastball. He's fired up.
Spencer Dickinson at the plate with 2 outs.
Job's not finished here. Dickinson, last at bat, 2-run single, and he walked in the second. He's been dialed in all summer long. In the morning, at night, it doesn't matter. Spencer Dickinson hits.
1-0 count for Dickinson. Plays in the PSCL in the morning, like Nash alluded to. He's here all day. Here's a 1-0. Hit up into center field. Burns chasing it out. Is unable to get the grab. Mazzetti. Casey Dill waving him on home. Mazzetti He's going to come in to score for the Power, and we're knotted up at 6 apiece once again.
What an effort out there from Burns. Can't quite make the catch. Popped in and out of his glove, rolled into right field, allowed Joey Mazzetti to round third and come home to score. And as you said, George, we're tied up, and Dickinson's at second in scoring position.
So this is huge now for the Power. After a base hit there from Dickinson, brings on home Mazzetti with Nelson Padilla at the dish.
Now batting, the second baseman, Nelson Padilla.
Nelson had an RBI single in the second. He walked in the third. Now gets another chance to drive in a run in the fifth and give the Power a lead again. He gave them a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the second.
Here's a pitch there from Milan. Fastball up high. Padilla going to swing and miss. 0-1 is the count for him.
Dickinson didn't hit that ball particularly hard, but it was in a perfect spot. Burns got glove on it. It was in the leather and rolled out.
Started a slice towards the end, too, as that ball was dropping. And Burns just unable to hold on. It's a great position for Dickinson. As that pitch out and away, 1-1.
He dove and caught it on the dive, and then I think as he landed, his arm kind of shot forward and the ball rolled out of his glove and rolled all the way into right field.
So Dickinson's in scoring position on second with 2 outs. Padilla at the plate. He has a base hit in the ball game in the second inning. That's going to get away there from DeSantiago. Dickinson going to walk his way over to third, puts him 90 feet away from home, the go-ahead run. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, we're tied up at 6 apiece. Spencer Dickinson over on third, looking to break the tie with Padilla at the plate. He walked most recently in the 3rd inning. It's a 2-1 count. With 2 outs, Deshaun Thomas, he's on deck. Milan gets set. Here's a 2-1 kick. That's going to get on the outer half of the strike zone. 2-2 the count.
Milan reaching back here, getting into the 80s. And now 2-strike count. Big pitch here.
One runner on. Here's a 2-2 from Milan. Upstairs and away. Count is now full. DeSantiago, full extension there. Puts the count 3-2.
Bottom third of this order have driven in 4 of the Power's 6 runs tonight. Single from Padilla, 2-run single from Dickinson, another RBI single from Dickinson. He's got 3 driven in tonight.
Here's a 3-2. That's going to get away from DeSantiago. Dickinson, he's going to come in to score. The Power now leads 7-6 in the ball game. And Padilla going to be taking his free base over on first, which puts 1 runner on, 2 outs, 9-hole hitter Deshaun Thomas.
That's why you don't want to get to a full count there if you're Milan. Feel like you have to be perfect. And that pitch down in the dirt gets away from DeSantiago, and the Power, as you said, George, have taken the lead.
Huge inning here for Palm Springs. Puts them up 7-6. 6 hits for the Power, 7 runs. 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Milan. Swing and miss there from Thomas. Looking to get his first base hit of the day. He was walked in the 2nd inning, struck out in the bottom of the 3rd. Padilla was walked off the pass ball there. Here's the 0-1. Chopped right back up into the glove of Milan. Hesitated for a second there, but able to throw it over to Steig for out number 3. So that is going to retire the inning. Power up 7-6 after they score 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Going to be Burns, Mace, and DeSantiago. 3 due up next when we return.
Good ball game.
Here we are, set top of the 6th inning. The Palm Springs Power have the lead over the East LA Dodgers 7-6. And a very good game here. I mean, second time we've seen these two teams face off, Nash. And I mean, the Power got the win 10-9 on June 7th, the last time these two teams played each other.
Yeah, it's been tight again tonight, back and forth affair, and I'm telling you right now, the Dodgers are not done. They scored 4 in the 8th inning the first time these two teams played to get back in the ball game. Ended up falling 10-9. And this team battles.
So Burns, he's at the plate, the lefty. Struck out in the second, hit by a pitch in the 4th. 1-1's the count. Marujo, as that's going to be fouled back, 1-2 the count.
I'm curious to see how Casey Dill finishes this game. Maybe Marujo for the 6th. CJ Broussard you could see tonight. He has options back there. And we'll see who ends up getting up to try to close this one out.
1-2 the count for Burns. Power have the 1-run lead here in the top of the 6th. Breaking ball down low, 2-2 the count. It's going to be the top of the order with Mace on deck.
Of course, a long way to go. Power need to get 12 outs here.
As here's a 2-2 from Marujo. Fastball up high. Mazzetti, extension of the arm there, puts the count full.
And you don't want to walk the leadoff man after your team gave you the lead.
Here's a 3-2 from Marujo. And we fouled back again. Burns fighting at the plate for another pitch.
Yeah, good battle, and that's a good pitch on 3-2. Fastball up and away, spoiled by Burns. And that's what I mean with this Dodgers lineup. They spoil good pitches. They don't give in.
Here's a 3-2 from Marujo. And that's going to get Burns looking for strike number 3. First out of the inning. 4th strikeout for Marujo since he came in the top of the 4th inning.
Yep, 3 for Tella Rojas, so 7 strikeouts for power pitchers tonight. And an important first out there as the leadoff man had reached in the last 3 innings for the Dodgers.
1 out, nobody on here. Top of the 6th, Power have the 1-run lead. And Mace showing signs of bunting. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game, struck out 3 times.
Trying to make contact. He struck out swinging 3 times.
Here's a 1-0. Make it 1-1 on the swing and miss. So Burns struck out looking. As it's now going to be 2-1 the count for Anthony Mace, the second baseman for the East LA Dodgers, as the Power are up 7-6, top of the 6th. With DeSantiago on deck. So Power looking to get win number 11 in the row. Is that pitch going to get inside? 2-2 the count.
Yeah, the Power won 3 in a row to start the year, and then 2 losses, and since then have been outstanding.
Going to be fouled back.
Close again.
Nash's eyes lit up.
I was excited. Definitely. You see it, and it's almost like directly in front of your eyes, and then the net steals it from you.
It would just be the cherry on top for a great day Nash is having. As here's the 2-2. Ripped right up over to Berkey at short. The throw! It's in time for the 2nd out. What a great play from Evan Berkey at short. Good extension there from Anthony Angel Jr. for out number 2.
Well, Berkey waited back on that ball, George. Waited. I thought he had no chance, and then just unleashed a missile to first base. Outstanding throw. And that's the kind of defense that's going to win this ball game. Who's going to make plays like that? And Berkey got it done.
Power up 7-6 over the Dodgers. Here's second time these two teams are facing each other. Power got the 10-9 win last month. Breaking ball in, 0-1 for DeSantiago.
Not a great sight as for the Dodgers at least. Carson Phillips is up and warming in the Power bullpen.
Here's the 0-1 from Eric Marujo. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Had DeSantiago stumbling up over in the left-hander's batter's box after that big swing.
Phillips has struck out 39 this year. He's faced 104. Trails only Brett Finnell on the power and strikeouts. And he's up and warming, so could see Phillips close this game out if Marujo can get through the 6th. Go 7-8-9 Phillips.
So 1-2 is the count for DeSantiago. He struck out most recently in the 4th inning when we last saw him. Here's a 1-2 from Marujo. Down and away. 2-2 the count.
Back to that play from Berkey. It was on the backhand in the hole. That's a long throw. And he just put it on a rope just in time. Mace is quick. He got down the line fast, and Berkey still made the play.
Here's a 2-2 from Marujo. Another breaking ball down low. Count is now full. Mazzetti tried to frame that back into the strike zone.
PSCL playoffs next week. Should be fun. See
Exciting.
guys like Spencer Dickinson. Oh, what a pitch.
Curveball going to get DeSantiago, looking for strikeout number 2 in the inning. 1, 2, 3. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to be the 1, 2, 3 for the Power. Amavisca, Anthony Angel Jr., and Evan Berkey. 3 due up next when we return. Power up 7-6. Here we are, set bottom of the 6th inning. The Palm Springs Power hold a 7-6 lead over the East LA Dodgers. Leone going to be on the hill. The lefty for East LA Dodgers. Filling in for Milan. As it's going to be the 1-2-3. Richie Amavisca leading things off, top of the order. He's looking to get his base hit. Here he's walked in the first, flew out in the 2nd and 4th inning. There's that pitch there from Leone, inside 0-1.
Yep, top of the order for the Power here, Richie. Anthony Angel and Berkey. It's been the bottom half getting it done for the Power. I'd like to see the top get involved. Tough lefty here.
Another pitch getting inside 0-2 the count quickly as the Power hold on to a 1-run lead. They're looking to get a few more insurance runs here, give them a little bit more cushion room. So they want to get win number 11 in a row. One and two the count for Richie Amavisca. He's over in left field this evening, and that's going to get away 2-2.
Richie drove in a run on a sac fly in the 2nd. And he walked in the 1st. Great play out in right field to steal a hit from him.
That's going to be ripped right up. Sardina on a 2-hop, the throw over to Steig for out number 1.
Good strong throw. We've seen some good defense tonight. Just one error apiece, both sides. Pretty clean ball game.
So Anthony Angel Jr. stepping into the batter's box now for the Palm Springs Power. It's 0 for 3 in the ball game, struck out twice, and then flew out to Sardina in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Power can't get complacent with a 1-run lead here. Need to add on.
Just upstairs that pitch, it looked like. 1-0 the count.
It'd be easy, knowing this bullpen to cruise to a 1-run victory, but you saw what the Dodgers did the first time these two teams met up. And they can score in a hurry.
So quickly, Anthony Angel Jr. up in the count 2-0. With Evan Berkey on deck for the Power. Leone, here's a pitch. Going to be fouled away, 2-1. Late swing there from Anthony Angel Jr. on the breaking ball. Puts into foul territory, 2-1.
Strikeout swinging, strikeout looking for Anthony tonight. And that pop out to short.
77-mile-per-hour breaking ball there from Leone on the mound. Here's a 2-1. Way upstairs, a little bit of chin music there. Hitters count for Anthony Angel Jr., 3-1.
I've been impressed by the pitchers tonight. I know there's 13 runs on the board, George, but especially these relievers coming in. It's been well pitched.
Anthony Angel Jr. popping that one up in the air. Burns chasing it out for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Evan Berkey. He made a great play at short last inning as he's looking to get his first hit of the day. Grounded out into a double play. Flew out to Burns and Panarisi. His last 2 at-bats. Here we are seeing him at the plate for the 4th time today. The Power able to get things done, though, in the 5th inning with 2 outs. As they're looking to get things going here again, because that's breaking ball going to get inside 0-1.
We always say, know how many lefties these guys see. A lot of times they haven't seen a lot of lefties in college, here in Palm Springs. So sometimes when you throw a lefty out there, just to get a matchup change can be beneficial for a defense and for a pitching staff.
Another breaking ball down the middle, but it's going to go too low for a 1-1 count. So 2 outs here for Evan Berkey. He's at the plate. Here's a 1-1 from Leone. Way inside, 2-1. Berkey didn't even flinch on that pitch. Just wants to go right by him.
Might have worn that, George, if it hit him. A little 2-out base runner.
Leone, here's a 2-1 kick. Upstairs, 3-1 once again. Anthony Angel Jr. at a 3-1 count before he flew out to Burns in center field.
No hits for the top three in this power order yet. Yet they have 7 runs on the board. So, once again, a testament to the depth in this lineup, the depth on this team.
3-1. Going to be grounded up to Mace over at second for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning to retire the 6th inning. As we're going to kick it over to Nash for the 7th when we return.
Preciado is stepping in against Carson Phillips, who has been outstanding this season, George, for the Power. He comes in relief here in the top of the 7th. Power lead at 7-6 over the East LA Dodgers. Fastball up and in, gets a swing and a miss on Preciado. It's 0-1. Carson Phillips on the season, 3.00 ERA in 24 innings. It's fouled away. It's 0-2. 39 strikeouts equates to a 38% strikeout rate on the season. So striking out nearly 40% of the hitters he faces. And that's upstairs 1-2. Tries to get him with the high heat there. Phillips, upper 80s, low 90s, can even get to the mid 90s with that fastball. Last one at 90 on the dot. And that's a swing and a miss. Good start for Carson Phillips. Gets Preciado to go down on strikes, and there's one down here in the top of the 7th. Again, Power leading 7-6. It's a tight ball game.
Even with a ball game as close as this, Nash, having Carson Phillips on the mound must give some relief in the dugout for the Power, knowing that this guy can get it done on the mound.
Here's Stieg, and he's 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. First pitch is not there. 1-0. Stieg batting 4th tonight for the Dodgers. They've scored 6 runs on 5 hits. And that's a breaking ball up and in for ball 2.
Phillips has allowed 20 hits and 8 runs, walked 13 guys, but now up to 40 batters he struck out on the season with that recent one over Preciado.
2-0, breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 2-1. And he's just tough. I mean, he's tough to hit.
So good.
Opponent batting average at 220 this year. Big, strong right-hander. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And we've seen a lot of that. Swings and misses. Just from the entire Power bullpen, George. It's just a really tough group to spur a rally off of. Miles Rothfarb, some unearned runs in a 4-run 8th the first time these two teams play. That's fouled back as East LA battled back in that game.
Brett Finnell, Carson Phillips now tied for most on the Power with 40 strikeouts as Phillips looking to take the lead in that category with most strikeouts.
Breaking ball, nasty, gets him swinging. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts for Carson Phillips. And with nobody out, nobody on, Shoemaker will come up and try again. He is 3 for 3 tonight.
So strikeout 41 puts Phillips top of the category in strikeouts on the Palm Springs Power team.
Takes the team lead. Good catch, George. First pitch on Shoemaker, breaking ball. Mazzetti tried to frame it, stayed low. It's 1-0.
Popped quickly up there with the frame.
The Dodgers scored 2 in the second, 3 in the third, another in the 5th. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And it's 1-1. So 1-1, 2 outs. Power lead at 7-6. When you have a bullpen like the Power, you can really shorten a game. It feels like you get to the 7th inning with the lead. The game can kind of just get away from you on the other side. And this has been an efficient inning as well for Phillips. I think potentially sets him up to go the distance, George. We'll see.
New glove for Joey Mazzetti.
Oh,
Looked like the last one. Maybe
didn't like the old one?
Maybe Carson Phillips put a hole through that one. He's
Yeah.
pitching some heat. You know, those fastballs get in high 80s, low 90s, so I wouldn't be surprised there. But yeah, gotta have to work out the glove, make sure it feels comfortable on him.
Well, here's the thing with Phillips. That's fouled back, 1-2. He'll get up there with the fastball in the upper 80s, high, low 90s. I asked him, what's your plan when you're in a tough spot and you need to make a pitch? He said, throw it as hard as I can. And that's not uncommon for pitchers. Even in the big leagues, you'll hear, I just want to throw the ball as hard as I can when I need to make a pitch and see where it goes. And that's what Phillips does. He'll get to the mid-90s, 92, 93. That's a called third strike. And just a nasty 1-2-3 inning, striking out the side. Carson Phillips, now the team leader in strikeouts. And the Power take a 7-6 lead to the bottom of the 7th. Here's Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Alrighty, fans, it is time for the 7th inning stretch. So please get up, stretch out, and join the Power Kids Choir in the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, presented by Jack in the Box. I want to hear everybody in the stands singing along.
4-5-6 for the Power here in the home half of the 7th. They lead it 7-6. And Blythe comes to the plate now after a dazzling top of the 7th from Carson Phillips. Strikes out the side and looked dominant while doing it. Lefty Leone is back out there. And the first pitch to Blythe is up. Noah tonight has scored twice. He's been on all 3 times with 2 singles. Reached on an error in the 2nd. And frankly, they just can't get him out. In game 1 of this 2-game set, I guess you could call it, in the season series, was 1 for 4. So they had more success then. He did double in that game. But tonight he's been trouble.
27 hits on the season for Noah Blythe. Their true slugger, batting in that cleanup spot. What you want to see from him there is he's just going to keep on adding on more hits as the season progresses.
1-1. And Noah follows it back, 1-2. So earlier this year, George, we had Noah Marcoux, Noah Blythe in the heart of that order. Marcoux leaves, and Blythe just made up for it. And Joey Mazzetti stepped in, has driven in a ton of runs, leads the team in RBIs. You know, they've had their rocks in Anthony Angel Jr., Richie Amavisca. Josh Hernandez has played here and there, and he's been outstanding. Just everybody up and down, getting it done for this Power team. That's up and away 2-2. Even Isaiah Alvarez, who came late, and he's a guy we talked about preseason. You know, maybe the hit's not piling up, but when he gets on, he's stealing bases, causing trouble on the bases, drawing walks. Guys are playing to their strengths for this Power team.
There's so many different guys you can put in the rotation on this lineup that will do, just the same as everybody else will when you have that A lineup out there too.
Nice backhanded pick at second. They get Blythe for the first time tonight. Strong play over there from Mace on the backhand, and there's one down.
Number 10, Joey Mazzetti.
And here's Joey once again. RBI double in the 2nd. Scored in the 5th. Reached on a fielder's choice. And he comes up with 1 out. Power up 7-6 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And Power looking to add on a few more runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 run just won't do it for them. They have to feel a little bit more comfortable, but I think they trust Carson Phillips enough on the mound where they won't put themselves in a tough position.
Could use an insurance run, absolutely. Leading 7-6. First pitch, low on Mazzetti. Leone's been good. 4 up, 4 down. And 5 power hitters set down in a row. The Power led 10-5 in their first meeting of the season. And in the top of the 8th, the Dodgers scored 4. Kenny Schechter closed it down in a pressure-filled 9th inning. 2-0 on Mazzetti. Really since the 3rd, George. It's been a tightly contested ballgame. Power 2-1. Well pitched. And 3-0 on Mazzetti.
The game has just been so similar to what they've been doing. Dodgers score 2, Power score 3 in the bottom half, and the Dodgers respond with 3, and the Power come back with 2. So it's just been so back and forth, but it was that 5th inning that was so huge for the Power. They scored 2 runs. Dodgers are only able to score 1. That's why they're up 7-6 right now. So it's just going to be more important as the game progresses in these last 2.5 innings.
So far, the difference is a wild pitch. Dickinson scored in the 5th on a ball that got away, and Mazzetti fouls that back. It's 3-2. Got a fastball in the hands, didn't like it, but he was able to foul it away. So 3-2. Power lead at 7-6 in the bottom of the 7th. 1 down, nobody on. Mazzetti. And the right-handed batter's box against the lefty. Here's the 3-2. Hit hard into right, heading toward the alley, and that's going to get down. Extra bases for Joey Mazzetti. He's thinking 3. Round second, ball is finally fielded in right. Mazzetti's into third. It's a stand-up, 1-out triple. Opposite field, rope for Joey Mazzetti, and he's aboard at third with 1 out.
Joey Mazzetti is an absolute animal, Nash. Huge hit, like you said, opposite fields. I mean, that's just amazing for Joey Mazzetti.
Number 21, Franny Manzo.
Joey Mazzetti this season, as you said, has pitched, he's caught, and man, has he hit.
Second triple on the season for Joey Mazzetti.
6 extra base hits. And a chance now for Manzo, as that's a called strike. Efren's 0 for 2 with a walk, scored in the third. Fly ball should give the Power a 2-run lead if it's deep enough. Infield is pressed in for the Dodgers. Trying to cut down Mazzetti at the plate, and that's up and away 1-1. Underrated part of Mazzetti's game as well. He's a great base runner, and he's stolen 6 bases in 6 tries this year. Showing off his wheels there. That ball rolled forever.
It's deep out there in the right center.
That gets Manzo on the shoulder. So first and third now, still only 1 out. And guess who? Spencer Dickinson.
This is not the position, if you're East LA, that you want to be in. We saw it in the third inning, and then even again in the 5th, where with somebody out and runners on, Dickinson's just able to provide, bring in some batters into home. And that's the reason why in that third inning, the Power were able to score some runs, was because of him. And even in the 5th, put him up as well when he came on home after the wild pitch.
Last 2 at-bats, 2 hits, 3 runs driven in for Spencer Dickinson. And can put together a special line tonight. Comes up here with runners at the corners, and that's popped foul and out of play. Power lead at 7-6, first and third, 1 out for Dickinson. He's driven in 3 of their 7 runs tonight. 2 for 2 with a walk. We talked about the bottom third of this order, George. They made just 2 outs tonight in 9 plate appearances. 4 walks, 3 hits. And Dickinson out of the 7 hole. Swings and misses on 0-1. It's 0-2. Got a piece. But he's in the hole. And he was in the hole 0-2 in the 5th. Battled back, even the count at 2, and then ripped a 2-run single to give the Power the lead. Excuse me, that was actually to tie the game. And then he scored. And now he's hit. Another hit batter. Back to back. And Leon might be running out of gas here, George. So Dickinson gets hit. And another chance for Nelson Padilla.
Bases loaded, 1 out, 2 Nash. Nobody warming up in the Dodgers bullpen, so Leon's going to stay out there. Not good positioning for them. But the Power, they love it because they want these insurance runs to help them out to get win number 11 in a row and then have the series sweep over the East LA Dodgers as well.
Trying to improve to 14-2 on the season, the Power. A lot of years where they lose, no games, 1 game, 2 games. Already 13-2. And you're right, Leon's going to stay in there to face Padilla. And Padilla's been on all 3 times, 2 walks, singled in the 2nd. Singled in Dickinson. Since then, couple of base on balls. So bases loaded, 1 out. Power lead it 7-6. Nelson Padilla. Chance to bust this game open. That's in the dirt, 1-0. Give the Power some much needed insurance runs. If anything else, George, just get that runner in from third. That's your focus here. And for the Dodgers, looking for a double play grounder, 1 out, you get out of this thing still down by only a run. 1-0. And down again, 2-0. So Leone trying to find that strike zone. Hit a 1-2-3-6. 2 ground balls and a fly to center. And then he set down Blythe to lead off the inning. Since then, a triple and 2 hit batters. Bases are juiced with 1 out. 2-0 to Padilla. Ooh, swing and foul back. Got one he liked. Fouled it straight back. It's 2-1.
Just got underneath the ball there. It was a high pitch from Leone. Trying to make some contact. Get it through the gap. You want to avoid that double play ball there. I mean, if anything, a sac fly wouldn't be too bad either.
The infield is not in, but a hard ground ball could end the inning. Padilla ahead in the count, 2-1. And that's hit out to third. No chance at 2. They'll take the out at first. And Padilla almost ran it out, but a run scores. On the ground out to third, and it's 8-6. So good job by Padilla, put the ball in play. That ball hopped up. Tough play at third, and able to get 1. And the run scores. That's their insurance run right there, George.
Exactly what they want to see, because they have all the faith in Carson Phillips, who's going to be on the mound for the Power when we go to the top of the 8th. So
still only 2 outs, and here's Deshaun Thomas. Deshaun tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch, down and in, ball 1. So still 2 in scoring position here. And a base hit could give the Power a 10-6 lead. And at that point, you're looking toward the finish line.
And Deshaun Thomas, season debut for the Palm Springs Power. So it'd be nice for him getting on base and then, of course, bringing in 2 runs as well.
That is high, 2-0. Power hitters batting down the hatches, taking some tough pitches, putting together good at-bats. That's hit out to right, a blooper, and caught at first. Nice play at first by Stieg, makes the catch, and that'll do it, but the Power get 1. They lead it 8-6. We'll go to the 8th inning. You're listening to Palm Springs Power Baseball. Cadillo is out in the 8th. The Power lead at 8-6, and Carson Phillips back to the hill. He struck out the side in the 7th. Came into this game for Marujo. Phillips is on for his second inning of work. 6 outs left for the Power. Try to win their 11th game in a row. That's fouled back. Having trouble making contact at all, but hard contact especially against Carson Phillips here, George.
In the first inning that we saw Carson Phillips in the top of the 7th, he struck out 2 batters swinging and then one of them looking.
That's flown high into center. Thomas parks under it. Makes the cap high catch for out number 1. 4 in a row set down by Phillips. And that brings up Panarese, who walked in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, and grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. Dickinson, Berkey, Padilla. Normal distance in the infield, with Anthony Angel at first. Called strike. Breaking ball on Panarese. It's 0-1. 0-1. Fouled off to the left side. Chopped into the Power dugout. Pops out. It's 0-2.
Really solid pitching here from Carson Phillips. You know, in the 7th inning, struck out 3 batters in a 1-2-3 inning. Looking to have back-to-back 1-2-3 innings.
The 0-2, up and in, 1-2. Looks like Dom Bray is warming. Oh, no, he's just talking to the bullpen catcher down there. So 1-2, 1 out, top of the 8th. Power lead at 8-6. Breaking ball high, 2-2.
Few pitches up high for Carson Phillips. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes with that nasty breaking ball of his, or even that fastball.
The 2-2. Fisted out to short. Play for Berkey, running and makes the throw. Evan Berkey's played a wonderful shortstop tonight. And there's 2 down, 5 in a row set down by Phillips.
Evan Berkey had that great play in the 6th inning as well over at shortstop. He's just been not letting anything get through.
6-3 on the scorecard. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th, and here's Sardina. Sardina hit by a pitch in the 2nd. That scored a run. And then he grounded out to 2nd and struck out. That's a ball high, 1-0. Pitch count in good shape for Phillips. Good enough shape where he'll probably be given the keys to finish this game. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. Fastball tickling 90. One, 2 outs, Power up 8-6, top of the 8th. Phillips to Sardina, swing and a miss, 1-2, and he's just blowing it by him right now, George.
Another really solid fastball from Carson Phillips. 89 miles an hour. Seems like nobody on East LA can swing at that fastball of his.
1-2. He got him on a breaking ball down and away. Mazzetti makes the tag for out number 3. 6 up, 6 down with 4 strikeouts for Carson Phillips. The Power lead at 8-6. They'll come up and hit in the bottom of the 8th when we return. We're back for the bottom of the 8th with Richie Amavisca leading things off for the Power. They lead it 8-6. It'll be Amavisca, Angel, and Berkey due up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Been a good offensive night for the Power. And Carson Phillips came into this game in the last 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down with 4 strikeouts. As the Power try to add on to this 2-run lead, give Phillips some more run support for the 9th. Nobody warming in the Power bullpen. Looks like it will be Phillips' game. An economical 2 innings leading to that, George.
Really solid job, Carson Phillips. Struck out 4 batters in 2 innings. And then 6 up, 6 down for him as well. So very productive for him on the mound. Nobody can swing at that fastball of his at all.
Richie steps in, walk in the first, sac fly in the second. Popped out to second in the 4th in the outfield. A nice catch, and then grounded out to short in the 6th. He'll come up here 0 for 2. But it's been an active night for Richie. He's driven in a run, drawn a walk, and gets his 5th plate appearance here. First pitch, high, ball 1. 1-0 on Amavisca. In their first meeting, Richie went 1 for 3. And he walked in that game as well. And that's popped up to second. Looks like an easy play, and it is for out number 1. Right off the end of the bat, Richie pops out to second base, and there's 1 down for Anthony Angel Jr.
Anthony Angel Jr.
Power lead it 8-6. They have 7 hits tonight.
And a lot of the production has come from that bottom half of the order, starting with Noah Blythe. He has a few runs and base hits as well. Spencer Dickinson been playing really solid for the Power tonight. Key RBI singles that helped tie the game up, and then of course he came in to score off the wild pitch to put him up 7-6.
Sure, Anthony would love to get going tonight. He's 0 for 4. Takes a called strike. It's 0-1. 0-1, 1 out. Nobody on, and that's outside, 1-1. One and one on Angel. Anthony's bounced around the lineup as well. I've seen him lead off some games. That is outside, 2-1. Good take.
And not only have we seen him bounce around the lineup, we've seen him bounce around in the field. See him typically over at third base, shortstop. Tonight we're seeing him at first for the first time.
2-1, hit out to second, and another nice snag. Oh, great catch at second base by Preciado. And he's made both outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 down here for Evan Berkey.
Shortstop, Evan Berkey.
So Berkey, who's 0 for 4, steps in. Again, 1, 2, 3 in this power order. No hits tonight. And they've scored 8 runs. And Anthony's not happy with that snag, but could have easily been a single. Nice play by Preciado. First pitch is high on Berkey. It's 1-0. 1-0, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, Power up by 2 on the East LA Dodgers. Carson Phillips set to get the 9th for Palm Springs. 1-0, outside, 2-0. Noah Blythe on deck. Figuring the Dodgers don't want to see him again.
No, he's absolutely a monster. Him and Joey Mazzetti have been doing really well.
Berkey gets around on one, but he's out in front. It's a foul ball way down to the batting cages in left field.
One of those things where if Berkey could have straightened that out,
would have been gone. They're close to it. Maybe off the wall. He got in front of it. It's 2-1. Jumped on the fastball. We had a light flicker. So I think Berkey is wondering about that. And we're going to play on. 2-1, 2 outs, nobody on. 8-6 Power up in the bottom of the 8th. Power 3 defensive outs away from their 11th straight win and a 14-2 record. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Swung under it. And it's 2-2.
good take there from Berkey after he just pulled his last hit into deep into foul territory. 81 mile per hour fastball there.
And that is just outside, 3-2. So full count. With 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Power still leading 8-6. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3, 8th. Power will try to close this game out. When we return, they lead it 8-6. We'll head to the 9th. Carson Phillips is back out to try to close off a power win. They lead it 8-6 here in the top of the 9th inning. And Phillips has thrown 2 1-2-3 scoreless innings with 4 strikeouts. And he'll face Burns, Mace, and DeSantiago. Those are the 3 due up. And the Dodgers' last chance. Another tight ball game. But the Power have held on to an 8-6 lead. And Phillips now 3 outs away from giving them their 11th straight victory. That pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Fastball on Burns, who is 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and he fell between 3rd and home. It's picked off. Reaches out, pops it up, and that's out of play, 0-2. Mazzetti gave it a long look. Just a strike, it's 0-2. Feels like Phillips is getting ahead of everybody, George, and just dominating. Still got 3 outs to get.
Retire the last 6 guys he's faced. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings for Carson Phillips. Certainly been doing a great job on the mound.
0-2, swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Phillips. He's set down 7 in a row, and there's 1 down in the 9th. Power 2 outs away. Anthony Mace stepping in 0 for 4. And he grounded out to Berkey in his last at bat on a great throw from the power shortstop. And he hits that one to third. Dickinson plays it on a couple hops, sets and fires. That's the second out. 8 in a row set down by Phillips. And one more out as DeSantiago gets set to step in and try to extend this game for the Dodgers. DeSantiago tonight, 0 for 3, hit by a pitch, stole, and scored in the third. And he's the last hope for the Dodgers. 2 down, 8 in a row, set down by Phillips with 5 strikeouts.
Been absolutely amazing. And that's why the Power, even though when they were up 1 run, they weren't too nervous because their defense has been playing really well, only allowed 1 error. But Carson Phillips is on the mound, so they have complete faith and trust in him to put the ball in his hands.
0-1 on DeSantiago. With 2 down, top of the 9th, Power lead 8-6. The 0-1. Hit back to the pitcher. Phillips picks it up. Couple of flips in the hand, and that's out number 3. The Power win 8-6. They beat the East LA Dodgers. Score 8 runs on 7 hits for the Dodgers. 6 runs on 5 hits, couple of errors, 1 for each club tonight. And George, the Power have won 11 in a row.
Now 14-2 on the season. They'll play tomorrow night here at Palm Springs Stadium, as it's going to be a really good game between the San Diego Waves. Great outing there from Carson Phillips to finish off the game, but the Power, they will do some real damage there. The bottom half of the order really helped them out.
Power are 14-2. They've won 11 in a row. Carson Phillips earns the save, a 9-out save for Carson Phillips. That's down 9 in a row to finish off that game. And the Power win. Final here again, Palm Springs Power 8, the East Los Angeles Dodgers